What's going on, y'all? KM Best here, your favorite slightly under half 69th ranked Marvel Snapper, and I am here to talk about the newest card of Marvel Snap, Valentina, who goes in one very obvious, already good deck, and that is everyone's favorite deck on this channel, Loki. So it seems pretty straightforward that this card, Valentina, a 2/3 that creates a 6-drop that has been discounted by 2 and has 3 less power than normal, is a very easy slot in for various cards in the Loki shell. Here I have replaced Cable with it from a deck I was basically already playing, and I think the main thing that I worry this card may do is just jam Loki's play rate extra high. I personally believe that this deck was already one of, if not the best deck in the entire game of Marvel Snap. It puts a huge tax on anyone who is not running cards to combat it, but the other thing that the addition of Valentina could do is push way more Mobius and Mobius into the metagame, which could in turn push this deck a little bit down. For now, though, I think it's pretty clear this is the best deck in the game. For me, I had a 73% win rate in High Infinite, gaining about 30 cubes over a couple of hours. This is obviously pretty ridiculous. The question is, how good is Valentina, and how crucial is she to playing this deck? And personally, I believe that not only can you replace Valentina and still maintain a high level of power in this list, you can even replace cards like Red Guardian, and maybe on the far end, even something like Mockingbird. Loki, of all the decks in the game, is actually one of the most budgetable as long as you are willing to accept that you do need Elsa and Kitty Pryde. Most of the other cards in here can be replaced. Now, before anyone gets all clever and says, "Can I replace Loki?" No, you can't. We'll talk a little bit more about Valentina specifically when we get to her in the card-by-card breakdown at the end as well, but I also wanted to talk about just generally what my goals for this video are. I think Loki is very good with and without Valentina. What I want to do here is convey to you how to play Loki like a pro as best I can. Now, that is a little bit difficult. This is historically a deck that has succeeded a lot more at the top end of ladder than at the medium or the low end of ladder. And I think a lot of that is because the top end players are a lot more familiar with everything going on in their opponent's decks. And so they are maybe a little bit more able to assess how they want to play this deck and how they want to approach these matchups and things of that nature. So hopefully you'll get a comprehensive guide to Loki out of this, not just a review of Valentina, although I do think it's very clear this is her best home. Now, as far as Kitty Pryde goes, Kitty Pryde is a card that is important to the Loki game plan, but not overly important to it. There are going to be many situations when you have like a 1/3 or a 1/4 Kitty Pryde on turn 5 that you're just going to want to turn into some of your opponent's cards rather than investing in. It gets a little bit harder when that Kitty Pryde gets to be about like 1/5, 1/6. Suddenly it gets a little bit harder once you've started Elsaing it a little bit, but a lot of the time, one of the major mistakes people make is tunneling too hard on Kitty Pryde and tunneling too hard on Loki, which we'll get to later. Another thing to consider in those situations is most people's default play with Elsa stuff is to put the buff onto the Kitty Pryde, but given that you are a Loki deck that is going to get rid of her a decent amount of the time, putting the buff onto the non-Kitty Pryde card in the Elsa lane might end up being a little bit more useful. Just something you should be thinking about when you are ordering your cards and you're sequencing your plays is, do I actually want this Kitty Pryde to get the buff? Am I going to Loki her away? Do I want the buff on something else? Because I probably am going to Loki her away. How do I value those things? That is a thing you're going to have to be thinking about a lot of the time with this card. Quinjet seems like an obvious inclusion in this deck, and it probably is, but there's this little thing that happens with Quinjet when if you have a Quinjet and a Loki in your hand and you don't have a ton of ways to fill your hand up, some of the time what I'm going to do is opt against playing the Quinjet. There are not a ton of decks in the game for which you need a double Loki discount, especially if you're going to Loki on 4. I'm not saying you don't need to do this, right? But Quinjet is a more of an upgrade in the games where you are playing Valentina cards or Agent Coulson cards than it is when you're playing Loki cards. There's some actual diminishing returns here because Loki card that you get instead of playing Quinjet could be just as relevant and just as playable, if not more playable. This deck does struggle with board space a little bit, however. And also, when you have a Quinjet in your opening hand and a Kitty in your opening hand and you're looking like you're going to go towards that Elsa play, it can be important to play the Quinjet out first if you are looking to get your Elsa kitty online as fast as possible. However, if you're going to look at a turn 4 Elsa online, like that's the first time you're filling up that lane, you don't really need to prioritize getting that Quinjet out first. It's just like sort of best practice some of the time. Most of the time, you're going to have cards that can go into that lane. You're going to have like 2/2/3s or whatever, like a Valentina and a Jeff, or a Jeff and something else, and you're going to be able to get it to happen. Just again, one of those things to keep in mind with Quinjet is you don't always want to be playing it. It's better with Valentina Coulson than it is with Loki, and you need to know what the matchup is and what your hand is in order to make sure that you're using it properly. Snowguard is a very good card in this deck, but again, I think people over-obsess with how good it is. Like, obviously, I would not be playing this deck without Snowguard, probably, but I have played it with Maria Hill instead, and there's a genuine argument for that, which is basically Maria Hill is going to give you a card you can play onto it discounts Mockingbird, right? And Snowguard is obviously better in the situations where you're using your Snowguard to get to Loki, right? Like, obviously, it does more stuff in those games. It gives you some utility. Knowing what you're going to get is really important. But this is not a deck where it's like, oh, I'm missing one card, it's unplayable. Like, there are a lot of genuine replacements for a lot of the cards in this deck. Snowguard, there is one, and I think you can absolutely play Maria Hill if you don't have Snowguard. You do not need Snowguard. You can play Maria Hill. The deck will be better if you play Snowguard. Loki ends up being perhaps the best Angela Elsa deck, and it accomplishes this by virtue of being the Angela Elsa deck that beats the other Angela Elsa decks, and in turn, an Angela Elsa deck that is good into the Cannonball soup, Professor X soup, Annihilus soup, Nexus of the meta. Now, as an Angela deck, it is, you know, not great into combo decks. You do run into some real issues when your opponent is playing Phoenix Force, when your opponent is playing Hela. You are sad. You are definitely sad about those matchups. However, what you are counting on is that A, sometimes Red Guardian can scam you out of stuff randomly. It's not like super likely, but it can happen. B, sometimes you are able to randomly generate your way out of these things, and that can happen too. And C, you're counting on the Profex Cannonball decks to just keep them a little bit oppressed so that you don't run into PF, you don't run into Hela all the time. And so far, in my experience, that has been true. Jeff's pretty much the best card in Marvel Snap. He's in like 45% of decks at this point, and he should be in most decks that you're playing that involve the card Angela, if not all decks that you're playing that involve the card Angela. This deck involves the card Angela, therefore we are playing Jeff. So let's talk about Valentina. My personal belief is she is likely to be long-term a bit of an upgrade over the other 2-drops in her slot. However, I do not think she is a 6,000 token worth upgrade. I do not think she is a, massively important, you must have this in order to play the deck upgrade, but she has some good hits. Like, especially in concert with Quinjet, this can be a very powerful card. There's a decent amount of Mobius around, and that's not great, but like, I definitely was playing cards that I got off of Valentina to great effect. Red Hulk is a notable absurd high roll. Dr. Doom, a very good high roll. Magneto, the Hulk. These things are really good, and they're totally playable at 4, but where this card really shines is when you are able to play like a 3/9 Hulk or something, and that's usually pretty messed up. Like, that is a genuine upside. The thing is, there's not a lot of pressure on this card to succeed. Because Loki is so good, there's nothing that's like, oh, well, I have to be, winning these Valentina rolls. I have to be winning these Valentina rolls or I'm always going to die. Like, that's not true. You can just get rid of that card if it's not very good. So it's another addition to the very powerful group of 2-drops that you can play in this deck. You can play Mirage, you can play Cable, you can play Sentinel, you can play this. It is my suspicion that this will likely end up being like the marginal winner of that competition, but that is not always going to be true. And I think that my guess is this is probably the best card to play in that slot right now, but Cable is very good. Mirage is very good. Either of those are totally acceptable replacements. You should not feel like you need this card to play this deck. You should feel like you need this card to play this deck. Elsa Bloodstone is a key component of how this deck is generating a ton of points. Mirrors are often defined by who gets Elsa, who gets Mockingbird, and that is because these cards are kind of the best things to be doing in a sort of mid-range off where both of you are going to play a lot of cards, both of you are going to have a lot of discounts, a lot of energy, and you're probably going to fill up every lane. And if you're going to fill up every lane, Elsa is going to be a 3/9. And if you're going to fill up every lane while also getting some Jeff and some Kitty procs, Elsa is going to be a 3/13. And that is obviously and blatantly above rate. I have found a ton of success with Red Guardian in this deck. I think he just hits a bunch of stuff that is all useful to hit. Like, he's not the greatest card ever, but, you know, sometimes you both play Angela and you Red Guardian their Angela, and then you just win the game. Sometimes you turn off a Mobius. Sometimes you turn off a Darkhawk. Sometimes you turn off anything big left alone in one lane. Sometimes you deal with something small like a Cerebro, right? Like, there's a lot of things that this card covers that other cards would not cover. However, it is very far from irreplaceable. It's good, and I think great even, but you can very easily play Hope Summers. You can very easily play Cosmo. You can very easily play Luke Cage. There's a ton of replacements that all have different utility, and while I think, again, this is probably the best in slot, it is not a card that if you are lacking it, you cannot play the deck without. I think there's just a ton of things you can explore in this spot, a lot of good 3-drops that you can be playing, and I think it is totally fine to be playing this with, you know, Mobius, or Hope Summers, or Cosmo, or Luke Cage instead of Red Guardian. All of those are fine, if not better, than playing this card. Like, they're very close in my estimation. You should not feel super pressured to have this to play Loki. You should probably feel super pressured to have this to play Loki. Agent Coulson is just phenomenal. Like, not only is it just like a 3/4, good on rate, gets you 2 cards, great with Loki, this and Quinjet can just win you games in ways your opponents don't expect. There is a lot of cube equity in just like the random 5-drop you get off of this card, the random 4-drop you get off of this card, Black Panther on a Sinister London game, you know, Lady Deathstrike, Claw, just stuff that's hard to play around, right? Because one of the things that happens at the top end of ladder is your range is fairly well known. If you're playing Loki, your opponent is like, okay, what does a Loki hand look like, right? This card can win you games out of nowhere. Just cards, by making cards your opponent just simply doesn't expect and cannot play around. And because they are, like, generally at a cost that is big and beefy enough to matter, this is a real cube stealer. Like, this is a very good card in this deck. I'm not gonna lie, I think Shang-Chi right now is as bad as he has ever been, but one of the casualties of being a mid-range deck like this is we need tools to drag the opponent down to our level when we run into something that is just doing something a little bit off the wall. And I think especially in games where we're not getting Loki, a lot of our game plan is Angela, Elsa, Kitty, Shang, question mark. Just good cards that we use our energy efficiently, get a lot of numbers out of it. And that game plan kind of needs Shang to drag your opponent down to a reasonable level where it can win. And I think, you know, as bad relative to the power he's had in the past as Shang may be, he is still an important piece of the puzzle for this list. Loki is an excellent card right now. And I think that is the crux of why this deck has sort of circled back to the top of the metagame. It's not Valentina. It's that there is so much Annihilus, Cannonball stuff. And it's like, that stuff is quite bad into the card Loki. They need to be playing Mobius if they do not want you to just, you know, get their Annihilus and beat them up with it, or things of that nature. Get their Jeff, move it into the lane they Profex. You use your Jeff too, suddenly you're flipping that lane. Like, she just does things that are a little bit too good, I think. And Loki is an extremely powerful card right now for the reason of dealing with that. That's not to say that there are no counters in the metagame for dealing with this. I honestly think there's a decent chance tomorrow's video might be, hey, here are 5 decks to beat Loki. Just to name a couple, like, there's like the Pixie Mobius stuff that I think is pretty compelling. There is Phoenix Force. There is Hela. Just off the top of the dome, those are 3 that if I were to make that video, they will probably be in there. And I think that kind of stuff is a good place to start for sure, because Loki is a deck that, you know, it has all these power spikes and all, but fundamentally, if you are going bigger than it and giving them unprofitable Lokis, that kind of is what it is. Like, that's not where you want to be if you're a Loki gamer. And I think it might be time, if you're seeing a ton of Loki, to start whipping out the combo decks, whipping out the decks that make Loki bad, and playing that style of Marvel Snap. One of the things I think people will ask about is, where is Hope Summers in this list? And I think the general thing that I've reached is Mockingbird is just a better card. you end up in a situation where, like, it's either Hope Summers or Red Guardian, Hope Summers or Mockingbird, and I think in both cases, Mockingbird and Red Guardian are more optimal choices for the list. However, again, if you're missing Mockingbird, feel free to put the Hope Summers in, right? Like, it's not the world's biggest deal. I do think you'll have some downside issues in mirrors, where a lot of what matters in mirrors is, did one person play 2 Mockingbirds and did one person play 2 Elsas? Like, that kind of stuff does matter. But on the other hand, if you don't have Mockingbird in your deck, you're not giving them a Mockingbird, so maybe it's good. Loki mirror dynamics are as weird as they've ever been, for sure. And I think that this card generally ends up being, like, you know, a 4 cost 9, which is very good. If you get it lower, it's even better. It's good. It's a good card, a great top deck. And most of the time, one of the things I've noticed is, like, in Loki mirrors, some of the time, I'm just prioritizing playing my 4/9 rather than playing a Loki on 4. I don't know if that's right, but it's definitely a thing I've been doing, because, like, it's just really hard to deal with a 4/9 in that deck. It's like a nice Shang. You can't do anything about it. This is just 9 power. Good luck. And I think that that really speaks to, like, you know what? This is just a good card on rate if you get even 1 discount. So play Mockingbird if you can. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that overview of Loki. I tried to go a little bit more in depth so that people understood not just, like, do I need this card, but why do I need this card? Can I swap these cards in and out? I think that you could honestly play, like, a very budget version of this deck and still succeed if you understood what you were doing. I think the only irreplaceable Series 5 cards in here that were being serious or irreplaceable are Loki, Kitty, Elsa. I think the rest of this stuff you can find solid replacements for. And so I don't want people in the comments like, what can I replace this with? Because I told you in the video. If anyone does that, I swear to God, you're just revealing that you didn't watch the video. I know that happened. We're going to jump into some gameplay. Hopefully you enjoy it. I know there's, like, this sort of sentiment that, like, oh, it's Loki, it's Loki. But I think if a deck is probably the best deck in the game, it does kind of behoove you to try to learn how it works and try to play it a little bit. So I hope this was helpful. For that, as always, I've been KM Best. You've been phenomenal. I will see you in the next one. $150 for a border? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, -1 cube for peace of mind. I'll make that trade most of the time. They snap me. I have Loki in a District X game. I feel good about this. I mean, I'm assuming they also have Loki in a District X game, which is fine. Holy shit. Oh shit, I snapped too late. All right, let's see who wins. Nice. Oh, God. So, a tiebreaker game? Oh my God. We win it by 1. Oh no, we win it by way more than 1. Oh my God. Oh my God. What can I replace Red Guardian with? Hope Summers. Like, if you get a bad Loki and they get a good Loki, you're just dead anyway. Did you get my chi? Yeah, I also got my chi. So, there was just not really, I was looking at double Shang-Chi there, and it was like, okay. 2 Shangs is a pretty powerful thing to do. I was like, yeah, let's call it there, I think. It was a pretty good situation for you, boy. What the fuck am I about to get cerebroed on? Oh my God, what heinous bullshit is this? What is this? Hella disgusting. Alright, so here's the deal. We are somehow gonna just do their combo, okay? We're just gonna figure out how to do their combo. Huh. I'm assuming we're dead. I can't figure out a way in which we are not dead. Yeah, I can't figure out a way we're not dead here. RG mid hit IW. Sure. Let's do it. Holy shit. No way. No way, no way, no way. Lose one game, and suddenly people are like, the deck that's been doing so well for you, actually, you should get rid of it. No, that's a terrible idea. You lose one game, and people are like, yeah, you need to change your deck. What the fuck? It's your workout routine? Honestly, I've been skipping too many workouts. I'm not even gonna lie to you. For full 7, so slight flavor together. They needed all of that, though. They needed Red Guardian, Elsa, and Mockingbird. It's a lot of stuff to need. Tribunal, huge value. Oh, yeah. Tribunal's going off here, for sure. RIP to my Ange. Let's see. How many spots you open for Valentina? 1. I am, at the very least, a very lucky man. Oh my. Okay. I like this one. Good. Good. I am not doing any math on the right, but on the left, but I'm pretty sure we win. Angela is 4, Red Guardian is 5. Valentina better than Red Guardian? That's not the swap here. Wait a minute. Yeah, we did it. We won. Should I have swapped Valentina Red Guardian? I'm not sure. If we had 9 here, they go to 15. I think I needed to make the play I did in case they played Kitty Pryde middle. Well, they got my Loki. That's not good. Not the end of the world. Ah, I got their Loki. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Sure. Sure. Alright, I would like to match up Angela into that Snow Guard, despite the potential Jeff. The potential Jeff means I want to play off it, I think. I think this is Otzi. Oh, damn, it's been a while. Well, here I go Lokiing again. Do you know how badly I wish I could play that doc? You always play their Loki and make Loki. They got our Loki off this. There's no fucking debate to be had. Like, they got our Loki. It's not like we're in a debate situation here. I don't know. they're gonna put... Where is the Mockingbird going? Is basically my concern. Watch this Madman Shang, right? I think I beat that if he does. But let's do this just in case. Got him! Got him! Got him! Never worried for a fucking second, chat. It was always locked up. It was always locked up. Never fucking worried. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was absolutely 100% terrified of, like, the Ember on the left shit going on there. Very scary. It feels like maybe too much of a read to reasonably make. But it's also possible I should have just made it. Them playing DH early told us they had Annie. I don't think that's necessarily true. Boy, what a balanced, fun thing to happen. Cool. What a sick-ass, awesome situation we found ourselves in. Wait a minute. Whoa! Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second, chat. These are not the cards we wanted out of this situation. Did we just, like, randomly figure out a way to win this game? I kind of think we did. I kind of think we just randoed a win here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of think we just randoed a win here, right? Because we move Widow's Kiss. We can't move 2 Widow's Kiss. We can move 1 Widow's Kiss, right? We move 1 Widow's Kiss and then Quinjet in case they get rid of this. Oh, but if they get rid of that, their Widow's Kiss turns on. If they get rid of that with a Nihilist, their Widow's Kiss turns on. So there's no good way for them to do that. So we go Widow's Kiss double over here. I mean, we don't need to, I suppose. We do want to, though. Because that lets us go this here, and then 10 here. Yeah. So we lose to Blue Marvel? Yeah. Look at that. Fuck White Widow. Why didn't you Mysterio? Where are you suggesting I should have Mysterio'd here? Valentina greater than Cable? How long have I been streaming? Answer me that question first. How long have I been streaming? Yakub, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. I'm interested in them not doing Luke Spar stuff here. I don't exactly know what that means. I am perturbed by that. Do you have a gold Loki split? I do. I could switch to that, but I like Fem Loki a lot. Oi. Are you tempted by the purple neon border? No. Not yet. You have TI type vocabulary. What the fuck is that? Not unexpected. Like the rapper? Thank you. I can win mid, but I probably lose right is the issue. Because he moves his thing to Luke's bar, right? So I just get cannonballed. I don't do anything, correct? Like, I can win mid. That's not really the issue, though. I win mid and I die. To, like, most cards. Maybe Cannonball does win left. Shit. Fuck it. They didn't think that one through. At all. The worst part is, this is actually what we were playing for, right? Like, if you go back to last turn, and you think about how I didn't move the Jeff over here to play the kitty, like, the reason I undid that was because I thought maybe I can Loki into Jeff and win the middle. Like, you can actually go back and watch me realize that, undo my turn, and have that happen. Same issue, because their Zemo goes to 6. So it was really just like, where do we think they're putting the one big thing? Yeah? And the answer is either one of those positionings. It's really just dependent on the Jeff. It was a loss anyway. Forge was 4. What are you talking about? What do you mean Forge was 4? They didn't play a Forge. Oh yeah, you're saying Cable. You mean Cable. That's what it is. I figured it out. You mean Cable. We got there. Is he playing Squirrel Girl just to clog people who play Zemo? No, it's like Token Destroy. I'm fairly well expecting them to have a Killmonger, things of that nature. Okay, that's not an Annihilus play. Interesting. Could be a Mobius play, like 1/1 Mob. There's the Killmonger. Perfect. Killmonger, Mockingbird, Demon. Alright, so... Does this make sense? Or do we want to do something different? Why is it telling me I can play that? Holy shit, I can. That's nuts. Okay. Thinking time. Killmonger. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, the Killmonger does a lot of work here then. The Killmonger does a lot of work here then. I was expecting like a Death or some shit. But I guess they couldn't do Death and Deathstrike at the same time. Hey, KM Best, thanks again for rescuing those puppies out of that burning schoolhouse. No problem, dude. Actually being the guy that does that. Let's bird it up. Makes sense. Making sure I ordered that right. Replacement for Red Guardian, Hope Summers, Cosmo. Ever plan on streaming simultaneously on YouTube and Twitch? I do. I just worry it might screw up my algorithm somehow. I worry about that. I'm very happy with my YouTube algorithm, and I worry, like, I don't want it to get screwed up. Maybe. I also worry about Shang losing us right, which is why I went on the mid. That is their Mockingbird. Or that is my Mockingbird. So they could still have their Mockingbird. Like, that is a Loki Mockingbird there. Okay. Red Guardian. So we are at 29. Loki. Okay, we are probably winning this game. It's like a Shang on the right or something. Yeah, no way. No way. No way. No way. No way. They didn't even go for the Shang. We just aren't as adept at Loki fixing. I haven't played enough things that are not that yet. I'm sorry. Just read his mind. Just know he doesn't have hammer, you fucking idiot. Yeah, that's on me. Is Summers decent in Guardian spot? Yes. Is the average 3 better than a 3-4? I don't fucking know. I just don't fucking know. I'm sorry. No idea. I'm fairly certain the average 4 is better than a 4-5. Yeah, there you go. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie to you, that was pretty fucked. It was a pretty fucked up thing to do. I'm assuming they're low-keying the middle here. Whoa. It's not unexpected. It's just like, oh my God. All right, I will admit some confusion. A random Quinjet into another Loki? Holy shit, are we getting owned here? No way. No way. No way, right? Oh my. Okay, respectable. I think we lose the left and should win. Oh wait, do we even win the left? God damn. No, we lose the left. We need to win the roll here, right? Just anything with reasonable numbers on it. That'll work. Got him. Coulson would have made him happen. I wonder. Discard. Oh, or destroy, sorry. Why did I say discard? I don't know. Well, that's fine, I think. We're going for a turn 5 Loki here. So it goes Angela into Elsa, Coulson Kitty. Pretty straightforward, I think. Which Magneto are you gonna cosplay? I don't know if we're gonna hit that goal. I'm gonna level with you. I do not think it is overwhelmingly likely we hit that goal, but thank you. We have a sick ass potential cosplay goal. Okay, Deadpool, Carnage, so they go to 6. If the Wolverine goes off, we can tie it. They have it still. Okay. Not ideal, but not the end of the world again. Is the mic a bit crackly? Are you hearing this? You might be hearing that. Yeah, it's these. I play with these. Nico, draw 2 on a Deadpool. And then a Venom, right? Yeah. I think we finally take the Blackstone away, which is very good. Because now they cannot play that null that they probably do, actually. Not snapping this is insane. From them, maybe. How am I meant to do this, though? Am I a Loki gamer here? Or am I a Kitty Pryde Gamora gamer here? Their death is cheap. Give up right and just get Quinjet discounts. And Kitty Quinn left Loki now? And I think we do this, though. I think I'm investing in L Loki. We're just hoping we don't get shit on by, like, this Wolverine going to where we don't want it. Alright. Your terms are acceptable. Did we just lose to Zola mid? Fucking amazing question, actually. Legitimately amazing question from me here. Okay, so... we can send that... over. Do we do both, or do we overload the left? What an odd spot we're in. I mean, our alternative... our alternative is just like, you know... that works too, right? Look at that tiebreaker win there, chat. Did you see that shit? Did you see that fucking shit? The 71-71 tie? The fuck? The 71-71 tie? That's the world we live in right now? We live in the 71-71 tie world. Wild. Wild. I swear to God, I would rather chew glass than play Destroy against Loki. I think our opponent there agrees with you. Can they get this done in one turn? Okay, shit, White Widow. You motherfucker. I mean, we're gonna get the energy. Weird game. That sure is a blarble. Oh my. Oh shit. Oh shit. We died. We lost. Wait, no, we're tie-breaking? We're tie-breaking? 13. Okay, so how, we need to get within 4 here? We do it by 1. Another victory by 1. Whoa, whoa. Goddamn time. Nice. Nice, okay. Okay. Does this plan work, chat? God, I want to know. His latest border stuff in the shop is the craziest cash grab I've seen yet. I mean, sure. Probably not the craziest, if I had to guess. Play War Machine. You think we should War Machine instead? You think this is a, I'm open to this. I wanted to kill their Jeff was basically my thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm still dead here, I think. I think it's super plausible that I'm just dead. Will Bird and play right? I mean, I think he could. 12, 10, 19... Kitty one's left? No? No, it doesn't. If they move the Jeff, it does. That's really the question we're asking. Okay. Oh, shit. That guy's too big. Wait, we should have just counted on them moving the Jeff. That's a tiebreaker win. Never mind, we did it. Whoops.